This is going to be a short rant about the current state of TF2 as I queue for like 5 minutes of casual because it's at noon on a Thursday. But one of the biggest things that TF2 is facing right now is the horrendous matchmaker. You constantly get into either games that are already ended, games that are complete steamrolls, and sometimes you even get into games that already ended for some reason. And on that note, with casual, there's a lot of idle bots that pretty much make the game a lot harder to play because a lot of the time the teams are unbalanced because let's say it's a full server, right? But over half of your team is idle bots, so they're not actually in the game, they're just spectators. And then you're fighting against a full team, maybe a team that's like 2 men down. So there's a lot of unbalanced gameplay. And a lot of the time, especially in casual right now, most games that are on like attack defend and payload are steamrolls, which is a big reason why I don't even play payload anymore. Whenever a game's a steamroll, it's just not fun anymore. And then there's also a lot of community bloat, I feel. So, like, we've had we've had more than enough hats since Blue Moon 2018, and all the cosmetics and maps we've gotten since Blue Moon have not been good. The quality of community contributions as of late has been declining and is still declining. And they add so much stuff for pretty much no reason. Well, there is a reason. They want to make more money, obviously. But it's really stretching the matchmaker thin, and when the matchmaker only puts people in the same 20 maps, it's increasingly difficult to find a good game. When essentially most traffic is funneled into 2 fort upward bad water. It gets difficult to find a good, say, double cross match or a good mountain lab match. So really, I feel that there should be a community rotation. Oh, this stupid sniper. Anyways, the I feel it's just a massive problem with the matchmaker, it's spread thin already with the what almost 200 maps we have in the game, and then with Scream Fortress they add another 60 or 70 maps. So during Scream Fortress we have almost 300 maps, I think, or like 250. Some god awful amount of maps that most people don't even play. Oh, anyways, there's a huge amount of community maps that nobody really plays on. Probably like 5 people enjoy these maps. And now they just added more Smithmas maps. I know a couple of these are new, or at least one of them's new. But now there's even more maps with the Smithmas rotation. And like, it doesn't really make sense to me. I don't think Smithmas maps should even exist. Like, what? I don't get the purpose of having Christmas maps. I can understand wanting a spooky haunted Halloween map, right? Because, you know, you get your spells and stuff, but Christmas, you don't. There's no unique game balancing for Smithmas. So, like, it just doesn't make sense. And then we're probably gonna get another cosmetic case with more really stupid um, Santa hats and poorly made winter themed cosmetics. Which, I mean, TF2 doesn't need that. And honestly, another really stupid thing that I find is that about, I don't know, 5% of the community, who most of them don't even play the game, make the hats for TF2. So it really sucks to see that these creators who like put a year into making a good item and then just never gets put into the game because it's not one of the 50 TF2 Emporium creators who've made it or attached their name to it in their cloistered Discord server that they ban anyone out of arbitrarily because you're not a liberal, I guess, from what I've heard. Which I think is so stupid, but it's just the state of the game now. But to me, the biggest thing with TF2 that needs a change is the matchmaker. And I joined in 2016, so I didn't know anything other than the matchmaker. And honestly, it's just really, really bad. you get put into imbalanced games, you get put into steamrolls all the time. Occasionally, you get auto-balanced right before the game ends, so you get auto-balanced onto the losing team, and you lose, which, I mean, is just one of the worst feelings ever. And then another big thing is that I just went through community servers before recording this, and there are so many community servers with no players because they're not. I don't want to say that they're inaccessible because I mean they're right there. It's not that hard to get to them, but it's more of I don't think anyone wants to take the time to scroll down, go through, look for a community server with people on them when you can just press 3 buttons and wait 5 minutes to get in a game. And I know there's a few community figures that really advocate for quick play, and from what I know, it is just a superior option to casual. So I think a return to quick play, or even just being able to select community servers from casual matchmaking would be pretty nice. Ugh. But yeah, the really big thing is casual. There's no idle bots right now, but it's definitely a issue that is prevalent in the game. There's idle bots. The matchmaker is barely functioning right now with all the maps in the game normally. Not even with Scream Fortress in, because that's another, what, like 60 maps. So it spreads it even thinner. For almost no real reason, they really need to fix the matchmaker. And the community submissions need to be actually screened more. I don't have much hope for the that new big update that's coming out, the MVM update. I love MVM. It's very fun to play, and I like getting the kill streak kits, which is why I do man up. I just like getting kill streak kits. But they really need to fix or replace the matchmaker is one of the biggest things. And since all Valve ever does anymore is a copy paste job, I don't have much faith that the MVM update is going to be very good. They don't necessarily have to put in new Australians and all this stuff that I see people touting all the time, like, oh, if there's no new Australians, it's gonna fail. It's not gonna fail. Having just one new tour will be enough, I feel. And even if it's just basically another another 4 mission tour, with kill streak kits and robot parts. So basically, like a Two Cities 2. It wouldn't be that bad, honestly, if they just do a Two Cities 2 and put in, I don't know, maybe some sort of unique reward that isn't necessarily New Australians. Like it could be, I don't know. Hell, maybe even Strangifiers for the Dragon's Fury and for the Dragon's Fury and the second banana and the hot hand. Oh, but yeah, pretty much I just wanted to talk mostly about the defunct casual matchmaking system. It's pretty bad. It's spread thin. It goes off of a hidden MMR rating that you can't interact with at all. So pretty much the badge and the levels that you get are completely cosmetic. You have a secret MMR rating that I don't feel is even like used correctly because I'm casual rank like 70, which I mean doesn't really mean anything. Well, I am fairly okay at TF2, and I get pitted against UGC players, which is always good to see. So people with clearly way more skill than I do, and people who just freshly installed the game. So it's a bit of a push and pull. But I find that the casual matchmaker needs to be adjusted. And that's pretty much it for me. To close out, I feel that the biggest thing that needs to change is the matchmaker, and then the next biggest would have to be the community moderation. There needs to be a better selection for community contributed things. But that's pretty much it for me for this video. I know it's sloppy and unedited and I say a lot, but as long as I get my voice out there, it's a voice to be heard, and that might have someone else be like, "Oh, well, if this guy can put out a random video, I can put out a random video." And then maybe that video gets another person to speak because really your voice matters in a game like this. So just pretty much speak your mind about it. I feel that's the best thing you can do for this game right now. Anyways, that's been a 20-minute just about rant about TF2. I hope you all have a good day. And just don't forget TF2.